Hello, good afternoon, and you're welcome to Z101.9 FM, the holiday edition of Z Decor Live. We have a very interesting discussion today, and I hope everybody is in their Ghana energy. Ghana is 69 years old, a bit menopausal, a bit stressed, but I always say there's wise years in all the years after 40 or after 50, right? Okay. Today's discussion is a very important one. We're going to talk to a surveyor, and when it comes to litigation of land, surveyors are one of the people that there's always, and my surveyor said this, and the surveyor has gone to Lands Commission, and the surveyor has said this. Today I have brought one into the studio. I'm going to stress him out and ask him, why are surveyors at the middle, the center of all problems, when they not all problems, forgive me, but at the heart of the issue when we're discussing land in Ghana? So we'll do a quick commercial break. No, we'll play music first. Yes, I have to play music. Ghana. I don't know what DJ Wade is going to play today. He has to surprise me. So we'll do a spot of music. I'll come back, DIY, then our guest will start. Okay. Feeling very, very patriotic. If you're watching the live stream, you see that in the Kamaboduku, Miampa, and we're in our Ghana energy. So our DIY, let's go straight to DIY because this conversation we have to start almost immediately. Our DIY today, we're talking about how to get rid of lint on our sofas, right? Now, fabric, if it's an upholstered sofa, what happens most of the time is due to activity of lying down, of standing, jumping, whatever activity you have in your sofa, before you realize what we say, fabric nefu, you see like there's like something like bits and pieces of fabric, coming out of the main fabric, or there's dirt and all of that. What happens is when that happens, you are supposed to go and look for an upholstery cleaning service. And I know most of you say, oh, They are coming to charge me an arm and a leg. But what you really have to do if you want to DIY is to look for a lint brush. What most of you do is to just take a clean cloth or any other cloth and just swap hard or hit against the fabric of the sofa, and it doesn't go away. It just goes into the atmosphere, dissipates, and comes blunt right back, right? And that is not what you want. So you have to look for a lint brush, which you take your time and go over. You're not rushing. You have to go in a particular motion and make sure that all the lint or all those pieces of fabric that you see or lint that you see has come off. Okay, so please, your DIY segment is just telling you that please, under no circumstance should you take a rag or an old t-shirt and just swab or hit hard against your sofa. What you need to do is to look for a lint brush, and if coins will allow you to have a hoover, a handheld hoover, right? There are some that are of good quality, which won't spoil early. Not all the China-made ones are bad or the Turkey-made ones are bad. Look for that as well and apply that to your sofa when you feel that the fabric is shedding a bit. Okay, so that is your tip for today. We'll do a quick commercial break, I believe, then I'll introduce my guest. I've known my guest since childhood. So me, you see, Z Decor Live, we bring only proper people. I've known him since childhood. So if he plays any tactics, we'll see. All right.
Let's be honest. We all want more without paying more. That's why Melcom is giving you more for less. From groceries to home essentials, fashion, electronics, and more.
All the introduction and all of that, we're now coming to introduce our guest proper. Let me adjust my seat well. Now, this is my friend. I've known him since childhood. Oh, I give you a serious feel. Now I see the smile. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sam, as I said, I've known for a while, but Sam is a licensed surveyor. I'm placing emphasis on license because Ghanaians, we like to do cheap side. We don't go for qualified people. We don't go for people who have studied, who understand the gadgets to buy, who know how to measure, who know how to go and defend themselves if something critical happens. We always like to go and pass somewhere.
I know somebody who can do it for cheaper.
I brought some architects here sometime. The way he was like livid. He was like, when people do that,
it's such it's so annoying. You understand? It's so annoying when someone belittles your years of experience, your years of study, the investment into yourself, your equipment to, I know somebody who can do it cheaper.
Yeah.
Then why are you here? Go to that person who can do it cheaper.
Now you sound like the lawyers too who came here. They were like, for them, their problem is you don't come to them when you sign the thing. You don't come to them to do due diligence. When the matter has reached court, then you want him to wake up at 3 a.m. and try to figure out how to convince the judge for an injunction. He will charge you times 3. So for him or for them, that is their thing. And you sound this. I'm not being introduced you, but you're going straight ahead into the conversation.
Yeah, we can go straight ahead into the conversation because I'm quite passionate about this angle of the conversation.
Okay.
Because see, you have to spend a minimum of 4 years training.
Really?
In any of the universities that run geomatic engineering.
Okay.
Post that, you have to do your national service, doesn't count, and do a minimum of 2 years of working under somebody who is a licensed surveyor while you've registered as a member of the Ghana Institute of Surveyors. They look at your output, the kind of projects you've worked on, It's not automatic that you serve 2 years, so you become a graduate member. It's not. You are evaluated. You write an exam. You go for an interview. All
So
that.
you're lying.
I'm serious. Before you are given the opportunity to become a graduate member of the Ghana Institute of Surveyors.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Now, after that, you have to work for a minimum of 10 years. Again, it's not guaranteed that after 10 years, you get your license. You have to work for a minimum of 10 years before you can get your license. During that time, you can be working on your own or working under the supervision of a licensed surveyor. Even if you have your own setup, you need to be working under the supervision of a licensed surveyor so that you can monitor and make sure everything you're doing is correct. Now, somebody has to put in minimum 12 years post-graduation work to even qualify to apply.
My mouth is open.
You have to put in 12 years to even qualify to apply to become a licensed surveyor. During that time, you have to work, save, buy your own instruments. If you get a project, you are answering to your supervising licensed surveyor. You are paying workers. Whatever equipment you buy within 5 years, it might run down. You have to replace. So when I'm charging you, I have to be forward thinking and not say, I went to the site for 5 minutes, so I'm taking 100 cedis. The equipment that I went to site with will not be in proper condition in 5 years' time. So I need to charge you enough so that I can save and replace that equipment. Right? So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of sacrifice. When your friends are going out to drink and do all those things, you have to be conscious of the fact that you need to save and invest into your equipment.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes and says, I know somebody who can do it cheaper. Okay, go there.
Oh. If you just tuned in, you just heard, he said even tried to interrupt because where he was going, every technical person who has come here has said literally the same thing. My guest today on Z Decor Live is Samuel Nana Kojo Fudro. He's a licensed surveyor, qualified one. So you can see from his introduction that he was very straight to the point. He didn't even stutter. He was straight to the point that we like that and we should stop that. And I laugh not because it's funny, because it's a very serious thing. From the person who decides that this land is viable. It starts from the surveyor.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to qualified people. And they even, sometimes the surveyors even know the owners of the land, Anameboa. Yeah. Yes.
If I can come in here.
Come in, please. Yeah.
So you see, when you study geomatic engineering in any of the institutions, even if you studied at the Ghana Survey School for mapping, you don't just do coordinates, as in like site plans. Okay. You also study levels, the undulation of the land. So if you go with a qualified surveyor, even before doing the topo, if he's experienced enough, he will be able to tell you, no, this land floods when it rains. Yeah. Okay. So there is learned knowledge, and then there's what you know from experience. So I always tell my clients, if I'm not there and you go to the land and you see reeds, reeds, those tall grasses. Yes. Once you see those things, don't buy the land. Yeah.
You told me that before.
It's waterlogged.
Yes, you told me that before.
Don't buy the land, it's waterlogged. Yeah. Now, if I look at the location and the level of the land relative to the adjoining parcels, I can tell that, in this area, when it rains, all the water comes here. Why are we buying this land? Why are we wasting our time? Yeah. And for some of us, by the grace of God, we are not counting on your one site plan to feed ourselves. Yeah. So I would rather not waste my time to do the site plan. Yeah. Let's go and get something better. Yes. Let's not waste our time, because we know. And then also when you talk about the owners of the land, yes, there are some hot spots in Accra. Once you tell me you're buying land there, you won't go. Yeah. I know we have trouble ahead. Yes. I know you're going to have to deal with land guards. I know you're going to, whoever you're buying from probably doesn't have proper documentation, because some places are still in court. It's like just a litigious area. So I look at the profile of the person. If you come and you're an Abia, I think, no, you don't have the akuma to go and fight for land. chairman, don't bother. If you come and you give off the impression that, oh yeah, you'll be hard, you can fight for the land. Okay, let's go. Yeah, because I mean, there's a risk involved or there's a risk factor to all this. So I assess the client and I determine, well, maybe this person can handle it, this person can't. Let's not go.
Okay. Let's talk about, or let's just go into types of land surveys.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay, so let's start from who a surveyor is.
Thank you.
In a very simplistic way, a surveyor is anybody who measures aspects of land or interprets recorded measurements of land.
Okay.
I say that because when you talk about surveyors in general, we don't have just land surveyors. You have land surveyors, you have the valuers, and then you have the quantity surveyors.
Okay.
So the quantity surveyors are the ones that when you are ready to build, he will be able to tell you per the design from your architect and structural engineer, this is how much it's going to cost per stage, the bill of quantity, everything. That's them. The valuers, he per their scientific method should be able to tell you close enough within some tolerance range how much this property you are looking to purchase should cost. Excuse me. A land surveyor, what we typically know about land surveyors in Ghana when we talk about purchasing land is they produce your site plan.
Okay.
Right, so to produce the site plan, what you need is to pick the coordinates of the land.
Okay.
It could be in any shape. It could be in a triangle, box, whatever. It doesn't matter for us. What we need is the corners of the land to pick the coordinates.
Okay.
So we have X and Y. Most of us didn't like graphs, but
I've raised my hand.
yes, in school, but for surveyors, that's our bread and butter.
Okay.
So if you remember your graphs back in school, we have the X-axis and we have the Y-axis. God, yeah. So that's what it's the same thing that we rely on to plot our site plans. So the land surveyor should be able to produce for you a site plan. Now, let me chip this in.
Please do.
I've had many interviews where other radio, TV, where other professionals have said that when you want to look to buy land or you're looking to buy land, come to them first. It's a lie.
Okay.
The first person you should get in touch with is a land surveyor.
You're joking or you're not?
I'm not. The first person you should get in touch with is a land surveyor. Anybody else you get in touch with, okay, so if you probably are not physically available in the country or whatever, or in the region, and you have a friend who is a lawyer, whatever, and you're counting on their network to do the work, that's different. But otherwise, get your own surveyor. I repeat, get your own surveyor. Whoever is selling the land to you probably has his own surveyor, but get your own.
Okay.
Right? The surveyor is the only one who can pick the land and tell you it is 1 acre. It is 2 acres. It is half an acre. It's 70 by 100. That's the only person. Now, where do we start off when you want to buy land? You need to know what the dimension of the land is to begin with. Once you have that dimension, you are sure that the site plan actually accurately represents the place that you are looking to buy.
Okay.
Then we can take it off from there.
Okay.
We can do a search. We can get the lawyers to do their search in the courts. You can do every other thing, but everything starts with the site plan.
Okay.
That is why you need a land surveyor first.
Okay. There's a question here that what is the legal role of surveyors in land transaction? Is this similar to what you just answered?
Yes. So it's very similar to what I just answered. So, for example, if you come to me that you want, you found some piece of land you want to purchase, so you need me to come and survey it. When I survey it, right, it is my responsibility to make sure that what I picked represents the land that you showed me.
Okay.
Right? And I should be able to defend myself in court
Okay.
when I'm asked. Because you can be asked to go back and set out what you picked. And it should be the exact same land that you picked that was shown to you by your client. So even if you look at the site plans, if anybody's ever had a site plan, at the bottom where the license surveyor signs, there's a statement there as shown to me by my client.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes, that is why that is there.
Okay.
So that he's confirming that what I have done is according to what my client showed me. So I bear the responsibility to make sure that this site plan represents what the client showed me.
Okay.
So if in future we find out that maybe something went wrong with the site plan and it's leading us to another location, then it's the surveyor's fault. You have to bear the brunt for whatever.
Okay. So surveying, if I understand you well, it protects us from fraud, land fraud.
Yes. So let me give you a typical example of the kind of fraud I have seen in my time. So you find, if you were shown a site plan now, would you be able to tell where the land is?
No.
Right. So one kind of fraud, they show you this parcel and the site plan actually is for the adjacent parcel. You, the client, wouldn't know. Right? Probably the adjacent parcel isn't registered, but the one that is bare is registered in someone's name. They tell you that, oh, this is the search, whatever. They convince you, and then you pay for it, right? But mind you, when you were doing the search, so what they do is they make sure that the one that they actually have the site plan for is probably registered.
Okay.
So you do the search, you think everything is in order, you make the payment. Now, when it comes to time to take possession of the land, then you find out that no, that site plan wasn't for the one you paid for.
Why do people do that?
It's fraud because they know you won't do due diligence.
Yeah.
He will tell you, oh, I have my own surveyor. It is only my surveyor that I allow to work here.
Yeah.
So once you start hearing things like that, your antennas should start going off, because every licensed surveyor is allowed to enter any land. And if you want to do due diligence, your surveyor should be able to come to the site, pick it, and confirm that it matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that comes up most of the time is lands commission. How does the surveying units, how do you people work with the lands commission?
Okay, so lands commission is like the regulator for the land space.
Okay.
So they have land surveyors, they have valuers, they are the regulators, right? So a licensed surveyor is pretty much like an agent of the lands commission. So what happens is the authority to issue a license comes from the director of survey at lands commission for the whole Ghana. So periodically he has the power to assess if there's a need to add on more licensed surveyors. And then you go through the rigor of the exam, the interview, assessment. They find out who your supervisor is, your supervisor in good standing, has been in good practice, all that. And then after a while, you are issued the license to practice. So when you are practicing, you're actually practicing on behalf of the director of survey. So you are answerable to him.
Okay.
So if you misbehave, he has the power to withdraw your license. Now, this license is pretty much like, what do you call it? A pension package. Because if you behave well and you don't do anything untoward, it won't be withdrawn till casket.
Yeah.
Why would I risk it for 1,000 cedis?
So I should know a lawyer, because the lawyer Douglas was talking just like you.
No, I mean, I think it's the language of all professionals. There's too much at risk.
That's what he says.
There's too much at risk.
Yeah, he says I can't go to the General Legal Counsel because of your 1,000 CVs. Oh,
no, yeah. I mean, there's too much at risk for your 1,000 CDs or for your 2,000 CDs. No, it's not worth it. So that's how we work with Lands Commission. So we are answerable to the Director of Survey. So in everything, you're trying to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Okay. What happens when two people claim land, like the same land? What happens? And it happens a lot.
Yeah, so usually that problem stems from the seller. I mean, there's different scenarios in which that can happen.
Okay.
So some people think they are smart. They go to find a seller. All the right things are done. They pay part or pay none. Take the documentation, start registration. And then maybe along the line, they want to now sell it to someone else, right? And then they realize that the seller, the original seller, whom we call the allodial title holder, realizes that, oh, maybe I gave it to you for 5 cities, but you're selling for 20,000.
Okay.
I'm like, no, I'm being ripped off here because you never even finished paying your 5 cities.
Okay.
So he finds someone else who's willing to pay him 15,000 or that's 20,000.
Okay.
And then, so you have two different people who bought it at different times with documentation covering the land. So typically you would have to go to court to settle the case. Who bought it first? Who does the allodial title holder claim they actually sold it to, and all that? That's for the courts to settle.
Okay. I remember when the lawyers were here, they mentioned something about state lands and stew lands. Is that what we generally have across the country?
Okay, so we have state lands, stew lands, and family land.
What's the difference between the stew and the family? I want you to explain that.
So the stew lands, you are buying from a chief or a skin.
Okay.
For the family land, you need to find who the family is.
Okay.
So when it comes to, the differences are when it comes to purchasing. Let's take it for example, East Legon. Let's assume East Legon belongs to a chief. It's two land, right? If I know East Legon is two land, you want to buy land, and you've done your search. You've realized that no single individual owns this land. You can find the chief's palace, right? Once you find the chief's palace, you can then now go and show them maybe your site plan, and then ask, oh, have you ever sold this land to someone? I want to purchase. You know who to deal with. Okay. The problem with the family is, where are you finding the family? How do you verify who the actual head of family is? And that's where the problems begin.
I don't know if you remember this person, but I think she's the same one, Lin B.
Ah, yes.
Lin B says I should ask you a question. She says, he said, why does the surveyor always keep a copy of the site plans they work on?
They don't always keep, but if they do keep, it's for your own good.
Why?
So if I keep a copy of your document, I can't do anything with it.
Okay.
I can't go and take your land just because I have a site plan, right? But we find that a lot of our clients lose their documents.
Okay.
So then most of them come back and then say, oh, can you redo this for us? Excuse me. Now, the redoing, most of you are not even willing to pay for it, right? So if I have a copy of it, I can apply to Lands Commission and say that, look, we've already plotted this, what XYZ. I need it reprinted.
Okay.
There's a fee you pay for that, but it's not as much as getting it redone.
Okay.
So it saves everybody. Okay. And sometimes you probably just need one copy. You don't need to do a full indenture. You just need to do a search. Okay. If I have a copy of it, I can just give it to you to go and do the search. Then we skip the whole wahala. Okay. Yeah.
I think, and I'm happy, Linda, I know you're watching, I'm happy you asked this question because people tend to feel that you people keep the copy to go and sell or to do something. Have you heard that? Because I've heard that.
I mean, I will not discount it.
Okay.
But for example, if you have me as your surveyor and you buy your land and you follow through the process to register your land, you build on it. There isn't much I can do with just a site plan.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Surveyor Samuel, licensed surveyor. Hey, we have to qualify she. Licensed surveyor Samuel Nana Kojo Efudu. And he's taking us through, you see, he's talking very calmly. So he's taking us carefully through the questions. He's not rushing us. You can listen to him again on Sunday, repeat at 5 p.m. And this is also streaming live. So if you go off and you come back, you can get onto the Z 101.9 FM page and listen. This topic is very important. It's not easy to get technical people in studios. So I'm even happy he even agreed to come. Okay. I have another question here. I think you've answered, but I want you to just go over. If you have, then I'll go to the next one. It says, what are the common mistakes that lead to land conflicts?
Not doing your due diligence.
Okay.
Not having your own set of professionals.
Okay.
I will always say it's good if the seller offers you the services of their professionals. It's better if you have your own set of professionals.
Okay.
I mean, it cuts against me in some cases when I'm from the seller and they have to bring in their own surveyor.
Okay.
But if you are my client, that's what I would advise you to do.
Okay.
Because again, nipa ye bad. Let's just agree. Nipa ye bad.
We agree.
In as much as so you have no way of knowing if the seller is even using a qualified surveyor. Nowadays, everybody who's able to buy a GPS goes around calling themselves a surveyor, which is not proper, and it's actually against the law.
Okay.
The Land Act 2020 criminalizes that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, get your own professionals to do the work for you, so that you can be sure that everything is in order. Not doing your due diligence, leaving the land fallow.
But we don't have money, Sam. Your task has an iska. So hard drink.
Unfortunately, you live in a country where the system doesn't favor you if you leave it fallow for too long.
Oh.
So, for me, I'd always advise put up a fence wall. Fence walls are expensive.
See, I was just about to say, but you said it like the fence wall.
Yeah, but if you can't fence the entire thing, do it maybe up to your waist level or something, and then put a single room on it. Well, I always advise this: put a single room on it. If you can, get a meter. If it's a place where it has electricity, get a meter for the place. You can use that as evidence of having taken possession. So once the meter is in your name, and I mean, thank God now ECG, everything is electronic. Yeah. So once the bill comes, you pay. After some years, I mean, even if they want to steal the land from you, squatters' rights and things can kick in then.
Oh, don't talk to me about squatters. Don't talk to me about squatters. I think I should have a whole show and talk about
squatters.
It's a whole thing. Okay. Now, last week we had an architect here and we're talking about Accra's skyline. I like the way you said, what's your view on Accra's skyline? Give me honest. I want your honest opinion. Because what I hear all the time is, we are building high rise, futuristic. But I always say, as interior designers, you finish furnishing somebody's house, you open the windows and you're seeing some roofs that you don't think is supposed to be whatever. What is your take on that?
Well, I think we are going through a transformation.
How so?
Most of, if you cast your mind back about 10, 15 years ago, most of Accra had these, actually near the coast, had these sheets that rust.
Yes.
But most of those places are being bought up and very beautiful things are being put up. My only problem is that I wish it was there was a more of a consolidated plan. Not a case where everybody just buys whatever parcel and puts up whatever thing they want. If there was a better planning, zoning, and then we also have to remember that, you see, some of these parcels, it was like maybe an acre of land. Especially when you go to Ridge, there was a 4-bedroom bungalow on it. Now you buy it and you raise a 24-story building or something on it. We forget about the ground.
Yes.
All that earth, grass is now turned to concrete.
Yes.
Where does the water go? We are further exposing ourselves to flood.
And that's what he said. He said, by all means, it's yet to flood. He said it. He was very categorical.
Yeah, so we are further exposing ourselves to flood, and we have only so many channels into the sea. And unfortunately, most of those channels run through the underprivileged communities. So you are increasing their vulnerability with this. So I also I'm looking for a better plan, a more holistic. Don't just let them build, but let's look at the drains. Let's look at. I think there should be a rule.
So, but Sam, you see, that means I asked this question intentionally. So that means that you people, your work. I'm talking about surveyors here. Your work doesn't just end at. This is a site plan.
No, it doesn't.
Ideally, we should keep you involved till the building comes up.
Theoretically, we should be involved because I don't think any of these buildings are going up without a surveyor. All these private people have surveyors. Otherwise, most of these buildings will be tilting over, and I mean, in some cases, construction has been stopped on some works because they realized that there was some deformation and all that. But
say it.
The thing is, the people who are doing this, they have the money. They have the power. If the people who have the money and power are beginning to think along the lines of what's best for all of us, then professionals can be brought to the table to have the conversation of what needs to be done for all of us. If the people who have the money and power are not interested in having the conversation, there's only so much you can do.
Because it looks like we are cutting out. Once we get the land, the site plan, in our minds we think, okay, surveyor, your work is done. Then architect, okay, you come and draw. I want it like this. Then I push you aside. Then we leave it to masons, foremen, and the rest of the artisans to do.
Yeah,
because we don't want to pay.
I mean, Ghanaians don't like to pay professional fees. Ghanaians typically don't like to pay professional fees, and they would come to you when the problem becomes too much, and then suddenly, so it's the problem is quite convoluted because it won't take just surveyors. We will need planners. We will need structural engineers.
That's the same thing the architect said last time.
We will need everybody on board. Our works and housing needs to, our assemblies need to come in. They need to be more serious, take the engineering aspects of everything more seriously. And
because the architect's problem is that when we even present the drawings at district assembly, the one who is going to sign off, does he even understand the drawings that...
I have a problem with how we do our site plans in general.
Okay, tell us.
Because our site plan only tells you the corners of the land.
Okay. What is it supposed to?
I would hope that in future we would have site plans that, or we are required to go beyond just producing a site plan.
Okay.
We should be able to produce a topo of the area that you want to build.
Okay.
Right? So maybe because the planner who is going to approve your building probably doesn't have an idea of how the road in front of your house relates to the land you are looking to build on. Is the road higher than your land or lower than your land? Has no idea. It will take a surveyor to take a topo of the area. I mean, when a professional surveyor does topo, they know what it takes. You don't just do the top of the land that's going to be built on. All the adjoining roads, electricity, water, access points are all taken. So when you submit that document for approval, that is when the planner will know that, okay, maybe even where you are looking to build, there's no water, there's no electricity, the road is higher than your land. That would mean that you would have to fill. Now, if you are going to have to fill, what kind of fill are you doing? Where are you bringing the material for the filling from? Because all these things have impact. Because if you're doing filling, you're going to have a tipper truck that's carrying 20 cubic of fill come down that road that has been tarred, and you're going to need maybe 20 trips or something to do the filling. It's going to have an impact on the road. So maybe in a particular area, we can say that, okay, everybody builds on stilts. Or because of the nature, we've gathered enough topo from individuals to know how the topography of the whole area is. So everybody in this area, you are only allowed to build on stilts, no filling, so that the water can rush under the building. So everybody's fence wall, you have to leave some weep holes or some passageway for the water. So I think it's not sufficient for us to require just a site plan.
So I mean, then we have to break everybody's house and start again. I was telling the architect last week, he was laughing. He said no, but I'm like, the way you people are talking, it looks like we have to break the whole Accra and start again.
Well, this was not Nkrumah's Accra.
No, definitely not.
This is not the Accra Nkrumah plan. Not. But I don't think we have to go to that extreme of breaking everybody's house.
So what are we doing now?
I mean, it can be remedied, but let's start now. We need to get the people, again, who have the power, whether they have the political will to change certain things.
That's always a problem.
And then actually bring the technocrats to the table.
That's what he also said last week. But I think, too, is that, I won't take myself out. We don't like to talk. Our faces are either laptop looking at drawings or sketches or something, or we are on site. To get people like you, like lawyers, like people don't like to talk. So
we do. We've just grown tired.
Okay, I like that.
We are exhausted.
Okay.
Because there are multiple projects that you work on. Again, I told you it's like a 12-year journey just to minimum to qualify. Some people qualify after 20 years. So in that journey, you would have worked on several projects and you would have seen how maybe the design started out as and how so much was compromised because of political reasons. You know there has to be a drain here.
And the drains are so important.
There has to be a drain here.
Drains are so important.
And yet, because a certain somebody lives here, no, let's move the drain. And you know that wherever we are taking the drain to, it won't work as effectively as
that particular spot. But
you won't be allowed to. Over time, you get exhausted. You begin to get to the point where you feel...
And that's what is happening.
Yeah.
That's what is happening. Because the question here, but you've already answered, is how do surveyors contribute to infrastructure and city planning? And that's exactly what you're like we're talking, because it's a critical thing. Yeah.
So what you find is most developers, especially when you have the foreigners coming to do the development, they always ask for the topography. It's such a telltale, like you can tell when, sometimes they invite you to the place to come and do a topo, and from your visual inspection, the land looks almost flat. But they will still insist that you do a topo. A Ghanaian will go to site, see that there's a slope, and tell you, my mason says he can build.
He's mason saying.
Because we are always looking to do something on the cheap.
I have to find time and bring a mason here and tell them all my mind. What role does tech play in modern surveying? If I know Sam, I have seen you post, but not now these days, but at some point I saw you post about gadgets, something. I'm like, hey, but what is all this?
So tech has really, really advanced surveying for the good, and in some cases, not so much for the good.
Let's talk about both.
Right. So when initially survey started out, we're using chains. Yes.
Okay.
That's why we still refer to the boys who follow us as chain boys.
Yeah.
So it was like it was like kind of like the chains that are used to shackle slaves. So we
The big
knew
ones.
there was a standard length for the main links.
Okay.
There was a standard length for the smaller links that linked the main links.
Okay.
So if I pull the chain and I count maybe 100 links, I know that in between the 100 links there are 99 smaller links. So I can
Okay.
do the math and say, okay, based on this chainage. So you realize that we still use that term
Yeah.
when we are enumerating distances on the road. We say, chainage 0 plus.
Yeah.
So that's where we
Okay.
came from.
Okay.
Now we don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Then we got to tape. Now we even have lasers that can measure
I've seen the
distances.
lasers, yeah.
For surveyors now, we rely mostly on what you call the GPS.
Okay.
The GPS, again, a lot of math people don't like. It works with a lot of trigonometry. So basically, I'm at this location. It's communicating to so many satellites, typically more than 20 satellites.
Okay.
So based on the location of those satellites and the information they are feeding my GPS, I'm able to give you to a certain degree of accuracy the location of this point.
Okay.
Right. So when if you're sending, let me give you a practical example. If you're sending your location on WhatsApp to somebody, not the live location, the proper location, if you take your time and you look at it, you realize that when you first click on the location, there's accuracy beneath there, and it starts from probably 20 meters.
Yeah.
Then it begins to reduce 10 meters, 5 meters to it's the same thing.
Okay.
That's why when the surveyor comes to your site, when he puts the machine there, he will wait maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get as accurate a reading as possible.
Okay.
So, for example, if your location can get as accurate as maybe 3 meters when you wait for maybe 2 minutes, 15 minutes, we are looking for millimeter accuracy.
Okay.
Millimeter accuracy. We want to make sure that their point is their point. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it means that if you don't have money, you can't really do this. You can't really
The equipments are expensive.
in dollars.
Yeah, we don't make them in Ghana.
Hey. Yeah, so more. How? There's another question here. How can Ghana improve coordination between surveyors and land authorities? I think you've answered that, or you haven't.
Improve. There are so many things in the pipeline.
Okay.
Some have been in the pipeline for about 20 years now.
Do you realize you rolled your eyes when you said pipeline?
Yeah. Of course. We've been hearing some of these things, that's theories of what they want to do to enable surveyors help local assemblies and chiefs and all kind of things. It's been in the pipeline since I was in tech.
Okay.
And about 90% of them are still there. I don't know whenever that pipeline will be broken. But I think theoretically, what should happen is, or what they are looking to do is, assign licensed surveyors to specific areas.
Okay.
That would help in the sense that if you came to East Legon, you know this is the surveyor of East Legon.
Okay.
And that person liaises with the assembly, he liaises with the chief, the family, the whoever. It would also make him a custodian of all records.
Okay.
So if it will reduce litigation to the point where, because he's the one who does all the surveying, he can tell you, 5 years ago we sold the land to this man.
Okay.
You get it? 10 years ago, no. I mean, assuming he's being professional and honest. 5 years, we sold the land to this. So even in court, his testimony as an expert could be relied on to whether the land was actually sold or not.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do we have a lot of surveyors in Ghana? What's the turnaround for you people? How is it like?
As it stands now, since the inception of licensing for surveyors in Ghana, I don't think in all time, I don't think our license number is up to 500. And then, so I mean, definitely, clearly, some of them are already dead. So I think the active number of licensed surveyors now, no. Those whose let me rephrase, those whose licenses are active, because we have a lot of old men who are not really working. It should be about 230.
It's not enough.
So we don't even have enough to assign one person to each constituency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at you. So is it? So what is the deterrent? Is it that well, money to buy the gadgets is one thing, but like why? What is it?
I mean,
what do you think?
He who licenses wields the power. It's the director of survey who issues licenses. So it's because also Lands Commission executes some survey work, especially for government institutions.
Okay.
And then there's in each region there's a unit called dispute. They handle all these when you go to courts and you need a surveyor to come. They've kind of created a unit, so they handle those jobs.
Okay.
So they would determine, looking at the volume of work that comes in every month. Okay, maybe next year we need more licensed surveyors, or something. That's where it's at now. But you have a lot of quacks, and that's where our real problem is. You have a lot of people going around parading as surveyors when they really aren't. Right, and so, okay, you've done some business, so you would understand. I don't want to use actual figures. Let's say 1,000 cedis. Okay. I mean, no surveying instrument costs 1,000 cedis, but let's use 1,000 cedis to buy an equipment, right? One, I'm looking to make that money back, make enough profit so that I can save to buy its replacement. So if you came to me and you said you want a site plan, I'll probably charge you 3,000 cedis. That's the typical going. Anybody who charges you less than 3,000 cedis for a site plan is doing you a favor, because per our charges, rates of charges, the least we are supposed to charge is 3,000 cedis.
Okay.
So whoever charges you less than 3,000 is doing you a favor. Basically. So I charge you that. And then you meet some small boy by the roadside who says he's a surveyor. He can do it for you for maybe 2,000, 1,500. And then you give him the money. He's never going to buy an equipment. He probably works for a licensed surveyor and is doing behind. Because for him, he's never going to buy an equipment. He's always going to look to the licensed surveyor to buy the equipment so that he can come in. Yeah. So for him, in his computation of what he charges, he's not looking to save money to buy an equipment. It's not part of his math, right? So they will always be cheaper. Now the problem comes in when there's litigation, or sometimes when you submit your plan and Omeka say plan number.
What does that mean? I've heard it before.
Yeah, it takes forever. Sometimes there's a technical issue that the Lands Commission is looking for who went to execute the work to come and defend why it is this way. Sometimes it can happen that the entire area has been flagged or a portion of it has been flagged because of a litigation issue. Maybe there's a court order that an injunction on sale of property or whatever. Lands Commission is aware. So once you submit the site plan, you're looking for who is still selling. That boy will not be willing to go forward and explain. Once he gets wind of, oh, this is the issue, he stays off.
You didn't even pick your call again.
Yeah, exactly. Then you start complaining. But for me, because I'm answerable to the director of survey, I am compelled. If I didn't know it was a litigation area that's been frozen or whatever, I am compelled to go and ask, okay, what is the reason? Or if there's a technical thing we need to fix, we fix it. You have to go back to site, we go back. If it is because of litigation, whatever issue, I can then come and inform you, the client, that look, this is it. And that one cry will save you. Because then I can inform you, the client, that master, baby, I picking a litigation, you freezy, say nobody should do anything there. So then you can walk away.
Oh, Ghanaians. Once again, if you just tuned in, you just listened or you just heard licensed surveyor Samuel Nana Kojo Efudwo. When we are having lots of fun or when the discussion is becoming heated, then the time is doing its thing. But I'm definitely going to bring him back sometime to come and talk more about this, because we've just scratched the surface of what it is, okay? And this show is repeat on Sunday at 5 p.m. And I encourage you to listen from how he started. He didn't even allow me to introduce him. He began a certain way, he's ending a certain way. So this is something that is very passionate to him. People should stop cutting corners and allow them, who have been trained, who have experience, who have the machines, most importantly, to do the work, because the courtrooms are not fun places to be. I don't know why people enjoy doing weird things so that you go and, you know, I don't get
Ghanaians,
that.
we are a special breed.
We are very special.
We are a special breed.
Actually, every person who's come from interior designers, realtor, everybody has said the same thing. It's as if all of you went for a meeting before you came to sit on my show. Ghanaians don't like to pay, and we like cheap things, and we think cheap is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I mean it. What are your final words? What you haven't said that you feel you have to say, please tell us.
If you're buying land, please do your due diligence before you part with money. If somebody tells you you need to give him half the money before he allows you to come and pick, it is a scam.
Hey, Sam.
It is a scam. It is a complete scam. I have never in my life, in my experience, met somebody who legitimately owns land, who insists that he gets half the money before you pick. Anybody who owns the land knows I have registered it.
Yes.
He will invite you, bring your surveyor. He won't even offer you his surveyor. Bring your own surveyor, go and do a search. Because he knows that once you do the search, you will know he owns the land. So now the power is within his rights to call out whatever amount. They want you to part with half the money so that when you go and do your search and it is not what it's supposed to be, well, the scam is not for the entire amount he mentioned. It's for whatever amount he got. So always insist that you will do a search. If the person says you make a deposit to show that you are serious, walk away. It is a scam.
I like the way you are so emphatic.
Walk away. It is a scam.
We shouldn't even look at the person.
Don't. It's a scam.
We shouldn't even blink.
Do. Walk away. Save your money. There's nothing like hot land.
And that's the term.
There is nothing like that.
The person just called me. He wants to come on. If you don't pay now, you see.
We have a funeral.
Yes.
We need the money. As I see, we incur 100,000. But you were it's a scam.
Hey, I'm calling. Somebody just called me right now.
But my father is dying. It's a scam.
We should walk away.
It's a scam.
Okay. All right. We are ending on the scam, but it's a good question. Please, as I said, this show will be repeated on Sunday at 5, and everything that licensed surveyor Nana Kojo has said is still on the Facebook page of Z101.9 FM. So please listen, and it's also on YouTube as well at Z Multimedia. So you have 3 platforms that would give you all that he said from 2 and as we end right now. So I'll see you next week Friday, and as Nana Kojo said, don't do short corners. Somebody calls you and gives you pressure, it is a scam. All right, I'll see you. Bye.